Hey, Steel Studio, here we are, another episode as we preview the Jets, the New York Jets. It was not a great week last week. As we know, we lost the Thursday night game. I'm kind of hoping to chalk it up to a short week, and we ran into a running machine in Cleveland, and they got the plays, they made the plays, and we didn't. Biggest play of that game was that illegal man downfield. I think we score there, we probably win the game, and all the narratives change, you know. So what changes are we making this week? Are we making changes at quarterback? No, actually, Tomlin says no, we're not. We're sticking with Mitch, and Kenny's time will come. You know, one thing about Mitch is he's not bad, but he only has thrown 4.6 yards per pass. That is the lowest the Steelers have had. Actually, if it continues all season, it'll be the lowest in NFL history. That's not acceptable. Mitch knows that. He's even admitted it. A lot of it's assignments, guys running the wrong assignments, and I think that will improve. I'm hoping that will improve this week. We should be able to throw a little bit on these guys. And we have a new starter at nose tackle, Martravius Adams. I love Alualu. I feel bad, but he maybe it was the fact that the Steelers have played more snaps on defense than any team in the league, and more snaps for the Steelers on defense since 1960, which is a crazy stat as well. We can't have that. We need to possess the ball a little more. We need to control the clock a little more. We can't do hurry up and go 3 and out anymore. We got to get this offense going, man. So Adams, he's excited. He played well when he was in there, and he's a very good athlete, a little bit better athlete than Alualu, but I still think Alualu will be in the mix and will be good on the team. So I'm not worried about that. I'm just curious if he'll be active or not. So that's the only change. A lot of people are mad. They want Canada fired and Pickett starting, but it's not going to happen right now. We got to let this. It's the week 3, man. We got to let this play out a little bit. We got to win this week. We even it up 2-2, and then we go to Buffalo, and you know how we play against good teams, usually pretty well. So just remember, last year we got blown out by Cincinnati twice, and this year we beat them. So there's some hope there. There's some hope. TJ Watt is back at practice. He was doing drills, and he was doing some pregame stuff. You would never even know he wasn't going to play if you were in Cleveland and you saw him down there. I saw him down there, and he was catching the ball, throwing it around, one-handed catches. You know, that pec is not that bad, and I suspected that from the start. And I personally think he will be back after the Buffalo game for that Tampa Bay game, and he's going to be a monster when he comes back because Alex Highsmith, who leads the league in sacks, believe it or not, at 4.5. And I think he is going to be a stud as well. We could have 2 double-digit sack leaders this year, and that's going to change everything for this team when we get healthy. But we need Alex to step up this week, and I think he will. And we are going to play the New York Jets, who we have a record of 20-6 against. That's pretty good. We've owned the Jets over the years. We did lose to them last time. That was in 2019 when Mason was quarterback. Remember that game? They won at the very end, 16-10. Now, if we would have won that game, we would have made the playoffs. But that was the game Mason got hurt. Duck came in, couldn't do anything, and they beat us. In Pittsburgh, we've won the last couple. I know that, and we've won like 4 of 6 against them. But 20-6, so let's make it 21. We cannot afford to lose this game and go to 1-3. So I think the Jets are not a bad team. They have a lot of depth, a lot of talent, big names, but I don't think that they can put it together. I mean, they're missing some pieces still. I think this team in a couple of years could be dangerous. I like the coach. He seems energetic, my kind of guy. And we get to the injury report, which I forgot to look at. Quincy Williams did not practice again today. I doubt he plays. And Brandon Eccles, a corner, hamstring. I don't think he plays much. John Franklin, defensive tackle, is missing. That's good. And Zach Wilson is going to start this game for the Jets. Zach's a guy they drafted. He's second overall pick in the draft. A lot of people thought he was going to be really good. And I think he sucks. He hasn't done anything since I've seen him play. Of course, Steelers have a way of making backup quarterbacks or quarterbacks that are, excuse my dog, quarterbacks that are, I mentioned the, dog pound or something. I don't know. He starts barking. He's still pissed. But we make good guys like Drew Lock look good. So we can't have that. We can't have that again. So we'll probably have Zach Wilson throw for 500 yards on us and look great. And he'll be the known as people say, oh, he was what a pick, and then he'll suck the rest of the year. It seems to be what happens with us sometimes, but I don't know what that is and why we play bad against bad teams. But hopefully that trend is done. Well, maybe that was a Ben trend. So Zach Wilson last year had 9 TDs and 11 interceptions. He was terrible. He got sacked a lot. They gave up. Let's see, how many sacks did they give up last year? 53 sacks. Ranked 29th in the league and giving them sacks. And he holds the ball a long time. That's one thing I noticed about him. He does hold the ball, and he tends to run backwards, which is weird. And you can't have that. You can't have that. Flacco was throwing the ball a lot, and I actually don't think they're going to. I think they're going to try and establish the run against us. So we got to be ready for that, and I think we will be because they have 2 tackles out, and I don't think they're going to drop back and pass. They're going to try and run against us, and I don't think it's going to work. I think Highsmith's going to have a few sacks. I think you're going to see Reed get a couple sacks, maybe one, and maybe some of the other backup guys, and we could send some blitz up the middle as well. They do have some, talent on the team. Michael Carter is a pretty good running back. This Brees Hall guy looks like he could be a stud, but they haven't done a lot of running this year. They've mostly thrown the ball. They've rushed less than any other team in the league, which I don't understand. Of course, they've been playing from behind. They've only had a lead for 22 seconds, and that was at the end of the Browns game, which they got lucky in. They should be 0-3 in my opinion, but they do have talent. They do have some receivers. The kid from Ohio State looks really good. Corey Davis, he's their second leading receiver. Garrett Wilson, he's their leading receiver with 18 catches and 3 touchdowns. He got most of that in that game against Cleveland. But you can't overlook the guy. He's a talent. And if we just let him pick us apart like Cleveland did, we're going to be in trouble. If we don't get rush, we're going to be in trouble again in this game. Like I said, they have 2 linemen out. Fant went on IR, so they're struggling at tackle. We should have no problem with them at rushing the passer. This is a gift for us. I don't think Zach Wilson can read defenses yet. He's big. He can move around a little bit, but we just got to keep him in the pocket, keep him contained, and I think we'll be okay. On the defense, they have a pretty good line. Carl Lawson has owned us in the past. He hasn't done much lately. Let's hope he doesn't come back and do that again. Sheldon Rankins is a big guy, but he's kind of fallen off. Quentin Williams, he's a stud. I think that guy could be all pro, but he hasn't shown it yet. We do struggle against 4-3s. That's another thing that we do. And I'm concerned. Believe me, I'm concerned. But I think if we could just get past the line there, we could get some, maybe get some long scores in this game, which we desperately need for confidence. Linebackers, of course, they got C.J. Mosley and Quincy Williams. CJ kind of seems like he's slowed down a little bit. Corner, they got Sauce Garner, who I love. I would take him in a heartbeat. He's really good, but he is a rookie. He makes mistakes. LaMarcus Joyner and DJ Reed and Jordan Whitehead seem like they've slowed down a bit. But like I said, there's some all big names that we've heard of, and they're not a bad team. But they're, every team has talent in the league. That's one thing we know, and it's not going to be an easy win. And hopefully we do blow them out. We should, but I'm a little concerned that it'll be close and we'll win at the end, and then come out next week and surprise some people. But hoping not. I'm hoping it's a blowout. And we need it bad. We need some deep passes. We need to be able to move the ball. We need to be able to run the ball, and we should dominate a team like this at home. They have no business winning this game. With Zach Wilson's first game back, too, a kid barely played. He played in one preseason game this year, so we should have no trouble this week. Far as our injuries go, Minka's concussion protocol, he'll be fine. The only guy that's going to be out is, of course, TJ and the corner, Spoon. Spoon has a hamstring. He won't play. So it'll be Sutton on one side and Levi Wallace on the other, and Millette, who was a Jet, in the at nickelback. And I predict Millette will get an interception in this game, possibly return it for a touchdown. I think that'd be great for him. He's a good dude. He works hard. So that's all I got. I couldn't have Chad, who has tied up today with the NFL. He couldn't join me, and I was going to give him hell and ask him, call him out about the FanDuel thing where the Browns scored at the end, and about the illegal man downfield. But he got off the hook with that. So you got me tonight, and try to do this show and review. So that's all we got. Go Steelers. Please subscribe if you like this. Give me your thoughts, comments, and your scores in the comment section. Go Steelers. Let's get a win.